This is Tacloban, and we just finished our first day of our medical mission. And this is the site right at the edge, one of the Tacloban ocean sides. And if you take a look here, there's 3 boats here that's completely pushed in from the waters, devastating the entire house that was in front of it. Some people are just living on the boats themselves, and as you can see, they're trying to rebuild, but very, very, very slowly. It's a real sad situation here. We have another day of mission to go tomorrow, and we'll do our best with a short time that we have left here in Tacloban.
Welcome back to our special Inside Ground Hero. Joining me in studio now to talk more about the mission to Tacloban are Dr. Thomas Shea, Dr. Hoa Nguyen, and Dr. Michael Cruz. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, Dr. Nguyen, you were a part of the advanced team, correct, on the second mission as you were in the first mission. When you arrived before everyone else into Tacloban, what was your initial reaction? What was the message you relayed back to the team who were getting ready to leave?
Yeah, the first time we went down there, and I called Dr. Shea and the team right away and said, wow, this is incredible. You know, it's from the air. You gotta sit in the left side of the airplane because you see all the destruction, just like the whole area, something just mold over, all the houses are destroyed. And it's very impressive, never seen anything like that before. We thought the first trip was incredible, but this one is something that you have a chance to see the first time and probably the last time you want to see, because this is so devastating. So there's no word to describe except that you can see on TV, but when you're there, it just takes your breath away. You know, especially when you walk off the airplane, there's a smell on the air that's different. There's a burning smell that's very unique.
What was, I guess, your initial reaction then when you guys were coming in off the plane?
Well, you know, when Dr. Nguyen went to sit on the left side of the plane, I didn't ask for it. They just gave me a seat, seat A. So when I was coming down, I did take a few clips, and I never seen anything like it. I've been on Guam for nearly 18 years now. We've been through super typhoons, but just to look at the shoreline and just see the devastation 2-3 months afterwards, it was just incredible. It was a very humbling experience. I don't think any place I've been to that has such of a bad devastation after a storm.
What about you, Dr. Cruz? Because you're in the military. Have you seen anything like this before?
Well, Sabrina, I grew up here in Guam, and so I've witnessed many typhoons, starting from Typhoon Karen to Pamela to Paka, Pongsongwa, and I'll tell you, I don't think that all the typhoons I've ever been through even compares at all to the devastation that I saw here. Well, in the plane, you don't see the granularity or the detail until you get on the ground. When you see it on the ground, it's amazing, just the sheer strength of what happened there.
You know, it's been 2 months since the super typhoon. When you got there, I mean, it obviously was not what you had expected it to be, because you were just mentioning that the damage was far worse. What were, I guess, the working conditions when you were there? If you could describe that for us.
Well, I think the first thing is power. There's no power. I think that 90% of Tacloban City is still without power, or they're on generators. And it makes sense because as you're driving down the road, you see all these wires just entangled. I've never seen so many wires just tangled like that. So if you were to turn on the power, I'm sure people would get electrocuted and die. But then come to find out that what's different about what happened to Tacloban City and Guam is it's almost like a tsunami effect. Right. When the storm surge came in, you have the water, our driver was telling us that you have the water coming down from the mountains, and then you got a surge of the sea, emptying the sea waters into the city. So the people were caught in the middle of the ocean and the mountain rains coming down. So practically most of them drowned up to the second floor. So you're looking at 25 feet of floor worth of water, and people couldn't swim because everything was muddy. So much debris. I mean, if it was just water in the pool, you can probably survive. But if you have all this debris under you, you can't kick, you can't swim. So eventually people drown that way. So it was just horrible. And they're still cleaning it up.
Well, take us, I guess, through the mission, where you guys set up, and how many days you were there.
Advanced team, they just usually come in on this 2Ks, we come in about a day or 2 ahead of time. And what we did is we went out to the site, look at the site, make sure that it's safe for the team to come in. We actually look at the first site and say, no, there's no safety net here. There's very narrow road. There's no place for the van to park or anything like that. So we changed to a second site. So it's much more safe for our team to come in, and it's on close to the main highway. So the patient can be brought in much readily than the first site. We were told that even the field in front of the site that we did the first day, that we were asked not to walk in that field because there were some remains still in that field. So we were asking not to walk in that field, but it's very unique. With Dr. Cruz and medical mission with the guard before, this is totally different. There's nothing like in the last 5-10 years we do medical mission. So we picked the second site on the first day. It turned out to be very well because the patient can be brought in by van. Or the mayor actually provide all the transportation for the patient to come in.
Were the sites, I guess, in enclosed sites, or in Cebu, it was an outdoor type of setting? How were the clinics set up in this mission?
This mission, the first site, it actually is like a public health area. It's for community, so it's enclosed. It's kind of small. Again, like Dr. Shea said, the first floor is completely filled with water. It's flooded, so the second site, you can see the ceiling. People break down the ceiling to try to climb up in the roof. So the ceiling are falling down, but we make the best out of it. So we actually function very well during the first time, but it is very small, very confined.
Well, it's two different settings. The initial setting was more rural towards the outskirts of the actual city itself. The second site was actually right there at the marketplace, so it's two different settings, but still similar type conditions, no running water and power that wasn't effective.
Yeah, and during the first day, we had to split because Hoa got a call from the Tacloban City Medical Center, or the hospital, the only one hospital that survived there. And they needed an OB, they needed some doctors there because they were overwhelmed. When we got there, the line was over flooding on the outside, so we set up in the hallways in the Tacloban City Medical Center. But if you look at the roof, there's holes in the roof, so I was thanking God that it didn't rain, because if it rained, then we would be in trouble. But the weather cooperated when I was there, and we've seen as many patients as we can. And then both sites on the first day, Mike was still doing his surgical procedures at that site, and then we just both met together back at our motel afterwards. But we had to split the first day because we had to help out the city hospital too.
Okay. Well, we have got to take a quick break, but stay tuned. Our Inside Ground Hero special continues after this.
Finishing up our first day, and this is just a coastline. People are still trying to recover here. It's a horrible situation here. There's a lot of kids here, and the kids are actually very vibrant. They're okay. Bye-bye. You're so sweet. I don't think they recognize what's going on here. But we'll do our best with what we got that we brought from Guam. And hopefully to help these people rebuild Tacloban. It's just an incredible sight to witness. We helped quite a bit of people today.